goody. Facebook Live, Kickback TV Live from Atlanta. Or did from Atlanta. I'm out of it myself. Hopefully Mel and JB will hold it down. Cause your boy was partying and
He was he had too much sauce.
Too much.
He been drinking.
So I'll try to get this out. I'm new to Mayor, the writer, the rapper, the revolutionary, the righteous.
Never fails. He was sober enough to get that out. What up, y'all? It's your girl So Mellow, aka the Militant Mrs.
JB Frank, Gangsta Geek, representing Nerds with Attitude. Good evening, everyone. How you doing?
This is our season finale,
Indeed.
Our final show of the year.
And
Right.
Oh, and the revolution will be televised. You know, the Militant Mrs. is the one that catches
let you
them.
forget that one.
I'm not, because we finally got it right back in its place where it's supposed to be.
It's real. I got my ginger ale and my Gatorade.
He needs some B12.
It's so real. So we're going to talk about some of the biggest stories of the year. We're going to talk about how we felt about this year in general. And we're going to talk about some of the stories that's going on now. And we all went and saw the latest Star Wars movie, so we will talk about that on our Netflix and Chill segment coming up later on in the show.
Sorry, babe.
So we have, I guess we'll start with...
What the what? This one was
Yeah.
crazy.
Man.
This one was crazy.
JB.
It was so weird that I was talking about a story because the plot to this thing comes straight out of a movie. So I brought it up like that, and they were like, "What are you talking about? That is weird." The reason why it's so weird is the what story of the day. These kids at Westside High School, at Westside High, they decide they want to play a trick on their home economics teacher. They're making turnovers with frosting in home ec. They go to the bathroom, jerk off, collect all their semen, and then mix it in with the frosting. And then serve these frosted things to the teacher who's checking their work, quality control or whatever. I mean, the teacher says she noticed something tastes funny. And I'm like, my God, this is so awful, y'all. So, yeah, it comes from those of you who've seen Van Wilder. That's what Van Wilder did to get revenge on his enemy in the movie. They injected dog semen into some eclairs, and it was a really, one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen on TV. I fast forwarded every time during that section.
It's
this
so
is
many
what the fast forward
things wrong with the story, JB. One, they collectively as a unit went to go jerk off. That's just wrong. It's just wrong. I don't like it. No, it's wrong. Then they collected it. Wrong. Yeah, just wrong.
They mixed all their
it's so much pausing going on.
Yeah.
I can't even. It's making me sick, yo.
It's pretty gross.
And then you feed it to someone. Now, the other students in the school are calling for their expulsion. They want the kids to be expelled, which only makes sense.
Right.
And they were arrested, but they don't know what to charge them with because there's no precedence for this in their jurisdiction.
Right.
So they're like indecent exposure.
What do you charge them with?
I say it's assault. I think that is assault. When you trick someone into eating your semen, digesting your semen, I think that's assault.
It's forcing someone to ingest your own bodily fluids. It's personal biochemical warfare.
Some sort of sexual assault too.
Yeah, it's all of those
disgusting.
things. It's all of those things. It's all the way bad. And you're right, New. This is worth a criminal charge, in my opinion. This is something you don't walk away from. It's horrible. Horrible stuff. Really, really gross.
Moving on, let's just leave that story.
Yes, please. Yes.
I want to take a moment. You know, we discuss everything on the show: world news, sports, politics, pop culture, and we've had a lot of deaths this year. In sports, you know, Muhammad Ali. In pop culture, Prince, Alan Thicke, Zsa Zsa Gabor recently. Today, wow. And one of my favorite reporters for TNT that reported for the NBA the last few decades, Craig Sager, passed away. He lost his battle with leukemia. For those who don't really know who Craig Sager is or can't quite place the person, he was the sideline reporter that wore the crazy suits, the bright, loud, colorful suits, which I think a lot of people are saying those suits kind of reflected his zeal and his zest for life. So it was loud suits. He was kind of funny. People were, you know, I wasn't watching the NBA too much last couple of years, but whenever I would turn on TNT and I would see Craig somewhere, I see like a pastel jacket. Like, oh, I gotta see the whole suit. I gotta see the suit. And I would sit there and wait until they panned and showed his entire suit. And his little tips, little playful thing with Greg Popovich is thing of legend. I mean, that's legendary. Your thoughts, Mel?
I didn't, you know, I'm not really much of a basketball follower, but that is what I knew him for, was those crazy suits. So that was the first thing that came to mind. Like, oh, the man with the crazy suits died. And I know, you know, Greg is feeling it because he, you know, helps me talk about basketball because I don't know much about it. But, like, for him, this reminded him of when Stu Scott died, you know, because they both, didn't they both die from cancer?
Yeah.
So, you know, and he was really, really impacted by that death. And this one had an impact on him as well. So, yeah, I mean, cancer sucks, you guys. Cancer really sucks. And rest in peace to Craig, and you know, good luck to his family. I pray for them. My prayers are up for them in their time of grief. We'll always know him for those crazy suits. Like, this dude would wear some of the craziest combinations, man. And that is something that will be missed. So I know his son, you know, did that interview with, who was it?
Greg Popovich.
Okay, yeah. And maybe he'll be able to continue his legacy. It still won't be the same, but, you know, we appreciate the effort. So, rest in peace to Craig Sager.
And I think those sideline interviews need to be called the Sager interview. Just no matter who does it. We have Tim over there with the Sager interview today. Take it away, Tim. Yeah, this is Tim. We have a Sager interview with Greg Popovich.
I mean, you gotta wear the suit though. If you're gonna call it the Sager interviews, they have to wear the suit.
What if they started doing
legendary.
that? What if they started doing that, JB? That would be crazy.
I would love it. I think it's worth it. I mean, if you look at how people have responded to him around the world, like all of the thoughts that have gone out, all of the tweets, the videos. We watched a few before we went on the air. You know, you got these old NBA legends getting choked up thinking about when they used to interview with this cat, and then a lot of them are broadcasters, right? So they've now gotten to know him as a friend, as a colleague. It's just a really, really tough loss, a big loss for the league, especially at a time when the league is emerging and doing so well. You know, it's tough to see one of the people who got him there go and not to see the fruit of all his labor. You know, it's tough.
Especially when that's so young. 65 is not very old at all.
Not at all.
At all. And moving right along, rest in peace to Craig Sager. But now it's time to talk some trash about some people. So our Shut Up Stupid Award, at the Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award, which was formerly known as the Kanye West Shut Up Stupid Award, has a myriad of winners today. Starting with its old namesake Kanye West, who decided to go and meet with Trump. Jim Brown went, Ray Lewis went. It was an all-coon tour, and I'm not too upset that they met with Trump. I'll say it was the interviews and everything after that. Oh, Trump, he's the man. He's a great soul. Jim Brown said some cool shit like, I felt like I was talking to an angel or something weird. It's like, what the hell are y'all talking about, man? And then Kanye being a robot, not answering any questions. I just came here to take a picture with him. It's just like, what? Like, what do you... Mel, I don't know.
Okay, so I do not agree with the people that he chose to have a sit down with, because there are, I mean, let's be real about the situation. There are issues that need to be addressed in the black community, and Jim Brown for a long time has been a part of the civil rights movement. But right now, the people that he has chosen don't appear to be the best options. I think that he should have picked somebody like a Ta-Nehisi Coates or Jesse Williams or something like that. People like those two to talk to. But Kanye is someone who recently said that if he had voted, that he would have voted for Donald Trump. But this is also the same Kanye who said that that George Bush does not care about black people. So there are two sides to Kanye West, and right now he's kind of crazy, so we can't really say which side that he's speaking to. And then Ray Lewis, he's been kind of cooning for a little while now, but Jim Brown was the questionable one. So, you know, I don't really agree with the people that he spoke with. For effort, you know, for at least trying to reach out to the African American community, but those weren't the best options. I don't know, JB, how do you feel about the situation?
I thought it was all the way bad, Mel. Donald Trump has a way of bringing his cronies in, right? So this is a slick kind of way of him picking black people who have some bit of influence, or at least he believes he does, or believes they do. But these are all still Trumpites. And that's what bothers me about these three cats in particular. Like, you know, these leopards have clearly changed their spots. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not try and give anybody any kind of benefit of the doubt. We know who Donald Trump is. We know how he operates. And we know that these brothers have been slowly, gradually been getting sucked into whatever this Republican and conservative shit, excuse my French, is. So I don't like any of it. Point blank. Simple as that.
Yeah. Something else I don't like. I don't like the appointment of Tillerson as Secretary of State. For those who know, I believe Andrew Tillerson, for those who don't know, is the former CEO of Exxon, or the current CEO of Exxon, CEO of Exxon. You know, the gas multi-conglomerate that extends all over the world. And it's just more telling of the kind of presidency Trump is going to have, helping his buddies out. There were a few, and Tillerson is also a friend of Putin's over in Russia, the guy that hacked Hillary's email to help Trump win the election. That's his buddy. Putin actually gave him the Friendship Merit Badge in Russia, which is the highest honor a non-Russian can receive in Russia. So he basically gave him like the equivalent of a Nobel Peace Prize. He gave him their highest honor for a non-Russian. That shows that more evidence that Trump and Putin are in bed together. I don't like that. I know there were certain deals that the former Secretary of State for Obama was stopping with ways that they were trying to influence the gas prices and the gas structure and how it was disseminated. And Exxon in Russia, their deal was blocked by the Secretary of State. So now, with Tillerson being Secretary of State, that Exxon Russia deal can now go unencumbered because who's going to stop it?
Right.
Tillerson isn't going to stop it. So they're about to get a lot richer. That's what I see.
His whole cabinet is designed to make him richer. Like, he's got two people from Goldman Sachs. He's got the lady from the WWE. He's got another dude who was like a CEO or something like for one of these restaurant groups. I can't think of the name of it right now. And then he's got the Exxon guy. Then he's got Rick Perry, who's in charge of energy. He's got Ben Carson. Like, this whole cabinet is a shit show. It is nothing. It's not going to be anybody who don't make no significant amount of money. Like, it's only going to benefit billionaires.
And he got hold from the alt-right. I forget his name.
Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
He's a Goldman Sachs guy too.
Yeah, this is another indicator that things are going to get really, really bad. I mean, we're talking about you hired as your Secretary of State, the one who is dictating foreign policy, the former head of a global oil company. the second largest oil company in the world. I think the fourth largest company on earth. This man has contacts and little nefarious people all over the world that can do funky shit for him. And he is now essentially running our foreign policy. Like, American oil in particular, has created more enemies on earth probably than the American government has. And here we are. Like, it's terrifying. Those of you who think that you actually make enough money, that you actually earn enough money to benefit from this, you don't understand. Like, you don't, like, if you're, let me put it to you this way, like, you just don't. You don't. Like, you don't. You wouldn't be, the people who are going to do well from Trump's presidency
are not us.
Yeah, they've got ancestors who were slave owners. I mean, it's not y'all. Like, I don't give a fuck how rich and black you think you are. I don't give a shit how big you think your house is, even though you got it for a deal. Like, this ain't you, and you voted wrong. You picked wrong. It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a special award for you coming up later as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Our top 5 video countdown, which if you're watching on Facebook Live, of course, you're not seeing the videos, but the link will be posted.
It has been posted.
Oh, the link has been posted
in both
in the
Facebook
comments.
Lives. Okay,
perfect. And if you're watching us on YouTube right now, sorry we had to edit out the videos, but I will tell you it's the top 5 videos of the year. Video number 5 is voted on by you in our Facebook group, which is Kickback TV Live from Atlanta. If you want to join the group and you're mad you didn't get a chance to vote this year, you can vote once you join the group. The videos are the top 5 videos of the year. Number 5 goes out to DJ Khaled, who managed to not only bring Jay-Z out of the 18th retirement that he's been in, but actually got him to do the video. And that was the big deal about it. Jay-Z did a video. Like, damn, okay. That's something. Got to give it up for Khaled, who's part of Rock Nation. The Locks just dropped. They're on Rock Nation, and Jay-Z just signed Yo Gotti to Rock Nation. So Rock Nation is doing some crazy things. But this is Jay-Z and the new Nate Dogg Future on the hook. And DJ Khaled's song, I Got the Keys. That's the number 5 video of the year, according to your votes. DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Future, with how the song go, Mel?
Hey, them keys. Keys. Sound about as good as he do.
All right, what's next in the docket, y'all?
Question of the day.
All right.
Yeah.
Biggest moments of the year. That's what we're going to talk about now. Wow, the biggest moments of the year. I guess we'll start with Prince and Muhammad Ali dying.
Yeah.
I think we were fucked up for both of them. You know, Muhammad Ali is one of my personal heroes, and Prince is probably my favorite artist of all time. So it was like, damn, like it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Shook up the whole world too.
Yeah.
Like shook up the whole world.
And they still haven't figured out what's going on with Prince's estate, because he didn't have a will for whatever reason. And I know they may be suing Tidal because Jay-Z had all these Prince songs, of course, because Prince did exclusive contract with Tidal. But when Prince passed, Tidal released like, I don't know what it was, like 100 songs, and they were like they didn't want to release that way that quickly or whatever the issue was. So they there's a pending lawsuit. They don't know if they're gonna pursue it or not, but they did bring it up. So I know that's still his estate is still kind of funky.
That doesn't seem well. Number one, it sucked that Prince had to die because it seemed like he died in a mysterious way. But number two, if he gave Tidal the rights to his music, granted they may not like the way that it was put out, but I'm sure his death played a huge part into the way the music was released. Because I'm sure they didn't have the intentions of releasing it in that manner. And it seems to me that his family would stand to benefit from it being released like that, because then you have all this access to Prince music, especially right after he dies. You know how many artists, like their estates, grow tremendously after they die? Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
There a lot of times people are worth more in their death than they were alive. So not to say that Prince was one of those people, but it seems to me that his family would have a whole lot to benefit, a whole lot to gain from them releasing that music. People having access to it, being able to download it. That's royalties. So, whatever. It sucks Prince had to die, but I hope that they don't necessarily win this lawsuit. If there is one.
Prince and Muhammad Ali, JB.
Yeah, like I said before, these were two losses that shook up the whole world. I mean, you had people from all walks of life, people from every corner, every avenue, mourning the loss of these historic figures. Muhammad Ali was more of an active and out there hero. You could see his positive contributions to society throughout his life, throughout his career. Prince, more understated, being a Jehovah's Witness, he never aggrandized all of his benevolent efforts, but they were definitely there, and they were there throughout his career, throughout his life. He embodied those Christian ideals. Those were big moments, big losses, And speaking of other big losses, big moments in 2016.
That wasn't too bad, JB. That wasn't too bad.
We had some historic losses in 2016. The Golden State Warriors. Come on.
Let's break it down.
Yeah.
So, first, the Golden State was down 3-1 to OKC. They miraculously came back and won that series. Then they were up 3-1 on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yes, they were.
And lost that after having the best record in the history of the NBA.
Yes.
Carolina Panthers, they were 15-1. Well, they were like 13-0 at one point. 15-1 overall. And went to the Super Bowl and lost.
Yes.
This has got to be the year with the teams with their best record lost. Even Hillary, she won the popular vote but still lost. See how I did that, Jamie?
Yeah.
See how I did that?
Yeah. Brought it back around. Yeah, and that was a horrible loss.
The election. That's got to be one of the biggest stories of the year. The biggest story of the year. It has to be Donald Trump. From the Celebrity Apprentice show, is now the president of the United States. Yeah, when he won the election, because I was going to see him pretty much saying he was going to win. Then I had the TV on. I went back up and looked. It was like, he won. Like, this shit is real. I felt like Darth Vader walked into the room, young. That's how I felt like. We'll talk about that too. But that's how I felt. I was just like, young, he fucking won. That's our president. JB, it spooked me. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's gotta be one of the greatest political upsets in the history of American politics, because this dude, he was so bad during the election process. He lost half of his own team. People were like, I'm quitting because I just can't work for that nigga no more.
Yeah.
And he's now the president. We got a president who couldn't keep his own political team together, y'all.
Oh, his latest tweet. he said something was unprecedented, but he spelled it like president.
Unprecedented. Not unprecedented. Unprecedented. Like president with un in front of it.
And everybody's been killing him for that. But
Get ready, y'all. Get ready. It's only going to get worse. Like, because we got to, they going to put this Bama in front of a microphone. Like, he's got to talk to the American people.
Unprecedented.
He's got to talk to the world. And his fuck-ups are going to be unprecedented. Just look out for him. It's going to be pretty amazing to watch. Because, yeah, I mean, 2016 was a big, big year, y'all. I mean, you know, it's also kind of ironic. We were talking about sports before, but we had a Summer Olympics this year, and nobody gives a damn about it. Like, it was that unpopular, like, nobody.
Yeah.
Just that brief moment of black girl magic in the gymnastics. That's all I paid attention to.
Yeah, that was it. So that was a little weird this year too. I thought that was a little odd.
Yeah. And
the Olympics has always been like a spotlight for him. Well, no, let me not say that. You're right. We did kind of just blow past that. Even though the Olympics were still pretty awesome, I love the Olympics. We did pretty much just kind of blow past them after. Like the initial wow factor wore off, it was like, okay, now what are we on to? It's football season. Great, yes, football. Let's go.
Yeah, and there was no wow factor this year. There was record low attendance at the Olympics. They said and there were the city of Rio, the population blew up, but people were just not coming.
That has a lot to do with why they weren't going.
Ryan Lochte is all Ryan Lochte's fault.
No, it has a lot to do with Rio and the violence in Brazil and people just not feeling safe there. That's what a lot of that has to do with.
I thought it had to do with the beach on Rio de Janeiro.
People not feeling safe there. There were body parts popping up in the water. Like, you think people gonna feel safe there?
Well,
no, I'm not going to Rio. The Olympics are cool. I can watch them at home. I've been to the Olympics. Yeah, it's cool. I went. Yeah. I went in 2008 in China. I don't need to go.
Yeah.
I don't need to go.
What are you doing in China?
Family vacation. That was my first trip out of the country.
That's a hell
first
of a vacation.
Passport stamp.
That's a hell of a
vacation.
vacation.
2 weeks. It was awesome. It was graduation present.
Sounds amazing.
That's pretty freaking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta talk to Mills family to see how we can get to China ourselves because I want to go. We'll do that later. But we still have to give out 2 awards, and these are our yearly awards for Grind and Shine, and our yearly award for the Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award. And I'll start with Grind and Shine. This young brother was someone I never really paid much attention to. Wasn't a fan, a huge fan of anything. But I heard he had this TV show, and Mel kept telling me to watch it. So I'm like, I guess it's called Atlanta. I live in Atlanta, and it might be cool. I might see somebody I know or something. I don't know. So I'm watching. I'm like, damn, this is a good show. So what? So he's the star of the show or something. Oh, he wrote the show. Wait. This is his show. Mm-hmm. He wrote it, produced, directed, acts, stars. Oh, well, damn. Okay, I see you. I don't want to hear your music, but I see it. Then this Bama dropped the best CD of the year.
Right.
I didn't want to listen to it. Wasn't going to listen to it. Wasn't interested. People kept telling me listen to the CD. Song 1. I was like, you had me in Hello? You had me in Song 1. If you don't know who I'm talking about Donald Glover, also known as Childish Gambino. Mm-hmm. He's a fucking genius, man. Mm-hmm. His album and one of his songs did make the top videos of the year, so you'll see one of them. Me and Your Mama, I think is the name of it. Even that video is amazing. I think he deserves it, y'all. I haven't seen anyone just come and take the game over in so many ways. It was like we never saw him coming because he was there. He just kind of snuck in. Right. He said, allow me to reintroduce myself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice to meet you.
Well, and one of the things we talked about the eras. This was the year for black media. This was the year for black hip hop. Hip hop had a big year this year. This was the year for black TV. This was the year for black film. You made that point off the air, Mel. So for him to do all of that in this year and outshine all of the people that we talked about this year, that's a lot,
Mel?
I love Donald Glover. I've been a fan of him since Community. So, you know, I was very excited when I saw Atlanta come out. I was a huge fan from episode 1. There's so many, well, not so many. There are a couple characters outside of his character Earn that I love on the show that are not necessarily main characters, but the show itself is so well written. And so funny because it's just the black and white way. I'll kind of.
Would you please tell them what a good singer I am?
Oh, yeah, honey. The bathroom sink is blocked again.
My next show is gonna be a singing competition.
I need a nanny. The kids, yes. I have 25. Hello? I can't go back to the way things were.
Don't let fear stop you from doing the thing you love.
You can do this.
The lady in aisle 6, that was awesome.
Say, rated PG.
To see what, you know, life has in store for him. So good for him. Go Donald Glover and your Ground and Shine Award for 2016. I can't wait to see what you got for us for 2017.
No bull. Our yearly 2016 Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award. This was a tough one, man, because it was so many people that could have gotten it because of everything that happened around this election. I just didn't know who to. Oh, I'll give it to all of you.
Right.
All of you get it. Everyone that said that Donald Trump, that Hillary was just as bad as Trump. Everybody that said they weren't voting. Everybody that said it didn't matter.
Yes.
Everybody who said that, you know,
Yes.
I'm going to vote for Jill Stein or
Stupid.
vote for someone else and it
Stupid.
won't affect the election.
Stupid.
Yeah. And all over the world, all over the country, excuse me, there were little pockets of people that were too righteous for their own good, too smart for their own good.
Stupid.
And we wound up with Trump. We have an award. This award that we're giving all of you is called the Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award. And that is our president now. That man is the president. We have an award based on saying stupid things a lot. And every time you say something ignorant, you get this award. It's named after our president. You know how much stupid stuff you got to say to have an award named after you? The Shut Up Stupid Award. He took it from Kanye. I said I'm not going to stop banging on y'all until Trump is out of office. So get used to me pointing my finger. Or put my hand there so you point my finger out 3 feet back to you. I'm going to put my whole hand at you. Point my hand. That's what it's serious, you know. When something real serious, you gotta point my hand. Let me tell you something. Ain't no fingers pointing back to me. You know what I'm saying?
You said, point my hand.
Put my hand at you, JB. Emphatically.
I got time for this.
Use that.
You hear me? Do you hear me?
Use
man.
that.
Oh,
I'm
using that on my kids,
the
yeah.
severity of
I'm
the
using
situation.
that.
I'm talking to you.
Look at me. You see me point my hand at you?
My whole hand. Not just one finger. The whole hand.
I love it.
Not one. The whole thing.
So,
Oh my God.
the portion of the American population that believes that African American our needs should be addressed, and look at police brutality and everything else, and find a way to make sure our needs are met and we're in a better position. You dropped the ball this year with your rhetoric, with your too cool for school, fake deep, trying to be righteous, but really just.
You really just fucked this up.
Yeah, so you get the Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award. I don't want to list all of your names, so I just say, you know who I'm talking to. Point my whole hand. You know who I'm talking to.
And you gotta have the thumb on the top, not even in the front. Because you know, sometimes it be like in the front, but it got me on the top. Like you gotta emphasize.
So, playing with
The thumb placement is crucial here.
It's critical.
Okay.
It's critical. It's critical. Now we're going to get into our double play. We're going to video 4 and video 3. Video 4 is Riri and Drake with Where. And I believe number 3 is Childish Gambino with Me and Your Mama, which is probably my favorite song right now. So we're going to be back.
I can sing like Riri. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Oh, cool. Huh? Who?
Talking about the people, our viewers.
Oh, yeah. So we're back. Thank you for tuning in on Ustream, YouTube, and, of course, our Facebook Live family as we wind down the year 2016. This is our year finale. Winter finale. We'll be back January 8th. And we'll be getting, let's see. I know real quick, we're going to be doing our second annual Sight and Sound Awards.
Yes.
February 19th. As you know, the award show was started because of the Oscar is so white. We decided to pay tribute to movies on our own. And then we said, well, shit, we could do the Grammys too, because the Grammys weren't, pushing albums like that.
Right.
Like, wait a minute. We could do the ESPYs because sometimes athletes aren't noticed too.
Right.
So the Sight and Sound Awards is everything. It's the Emmys, Oscars, ESPYs, and Grammys all rolled into one. And this will be Mel's first year doing Sight and Sound Awards with us. We'll try to make sure we get some real cool stuff planned for that next year.
Yeah, the polls will go out early next year. Those of you who remember the Sight and Sound Awards last year, these are awards that you award. These are people that you vote for. You, our viewers, you, our listeners, vote on the different categories and the winners, and we choose who you voted for. So it should be a lot of fun because there's a lot of black media out there. We gonna put up quite a few awards. Should be a tight competition, especially in music. I'm looking forward to that.
Music is gonna be crazy this year with the awards because. Man, I listed, I think on one of Mel's posts, I listed like 20 CDs that dropped this year that were all pretty good. There was like 20. I can just run down the list.
Yeah.
Now, going back to our question of the day, what were some of the biggest moments in 2016 as we wind down the year? Looking at definitely television, I think that was a huge. We took great strides in African American television.
Absolutely.
We talked about Atlanta. And we got to talk about Mel's show Insecure. I love Issa. I think she had a great show. I think that's a great show. The ending was controversial because it's like Team Lawrence. And what's the name of the show?
Issa.
Oh yeah, Team Lawrence and Team Issa, I guess.
But it got people talking. I think in the end it got more viewers because of that ending. People who hadn't been watching Insecure were all of a sudden like, okay, what the hell is everybody talking about? I want to know what's going on with this Insecure show. And that's how it's been with Black TV all this year. Like it's been a great year for Black TV. I mean, we already had Empire, we already had Blackish, and Empire I feel like it's kind of on the decline. But aside from those two shows, and Blackish is still doing great things. It still has very high ratings. We have Atlanta, because we just talked about Donald Glover. We just talked about Insecure. We have Queen Sugar. Yeah, we have Power. Yeah, Power's doing well. Yeah. I mean, Queen Sugar's really good.
I got a show for y'all. On the low, this is one of my favorite shows. It's excellent. It's a lot of dry humor, but it's an excellent freaking show. The Carmichael Show.
Oh, yep. Another great Black TV show.
Man, I love that show.
We have Luke Cage.
I was just about to say Luke Cage.
And then we have, documentaries. We have The 13th. We have, well, it's not a documentary. We have Nate Parker's Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, Birth of a Nation
We
came
have.
out.
There was something else that just came to mind that slipped my mind. It was on the Get Down, and then we also have the other hip hop documentary that's on Netflix. Yeah, so it's just been a really good year in Black programming, you know, and we haven't had a year like this in a long
absolutely.
time.
Got to throw in the internet shows. What the hell is the name of that show? On YouTube.
Black and Sexy.
Nah.
Guns and Violence. Violence. Money and Violence.
Money and Violence.
Money and
Yeah,
Violence.
Money and Violence.
That is probably And we had Mo on the show, the writer and creator on the show. They did their second season this year. Have you seen Money and Violence?
That is a really good show.
Watch it. It's good. We had the writer on the show, and they were just picked up by Rock Nation.
Okay.
So for the second season, all the episodes came out, of course, on Rock Nation on Tidal a week early.
Nice.
So
shout out to Tidal for the original programming. There.
Yeah. How about that?
Winning.
Yeah. And it's another show on the internet we watch. It's not. We said Money and Violence. Oh, Kickback TV live from Atlanta.
You know, because that's a dope show too.
I mean, excellent show. I watch it every week.
They got this guy who was the writer, the rapper, and the revolutionary.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
And then we got the gangster geek. Then they just had, this random black girl. She's pretty cool too.
Oh gosh.
Because
I didn't know she was all that random. I thought she was pretty militant.
She's kind of militant.
The militant missus.
But it's a dope show. I like the format.
Is. Talk about everything.
Stuff.
Yeah, talk about everything. Anytime you want to be informed, whether it's sports, politics, what's going on with music. Tune into that show.
They definitely know what's popping.
Check it out, and they always popping themselves. A lot of laughter, a lot of humor, especially with that clown over there.
and y'all know I'm so feeling so terrible right now. But we holding it together.
Nothing wrong with that.
So let's see. We talked about the election. We talked about Prince, sports. Going into the end of the year, the NFL is exciting. You know what I'm saying? I think the NFL and the NBA, with Kevin Durant going to Golden State, that's kind of got you going like, whoa. Tim Duncan retired. Arguably the best power forward of all time.
All time, indeed. I mean, you got Dwight Howard now playing extremely well for the Hawks.
Came home. Did what LeBron did when he went home.
Sometimes you gotta go home.
And he's doing well. So the NBA once again is really, really exciting. And like you said, the NFL is crazy right now. I mean, Kansas City got upset today. The Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings got they lost to somebody
bad. And then Detroit won against.
No, Detroit lost.
No, and that's right. Detroit
the Giants
lost.
beat them.
Yes,
the Giants defense looks
That's
scary.
right. That was the other big upset today.
The Steelers pulled out a win today.
Yes, they did. So it's looking real interesting right now.
I mean, then you get the teams with the best records, the Cowboys and Patriots, which at the beginning of the season, I was probably the only person that would even thought the Cowboys would have been there. And I didn't even think it. You know what I'm saying? I thought we'd be better. I thought we'd be a lot better. I didn't think we'd be 11-2.
Y'all jive came out of nowhere. Kansas City came out of nowhere. Detroit came out of nowhere. It's going to be interesting.
What kind of shirt is this? This Redskins?
Yes.
How they doing? How they doing?
We're doing pretty freaking well. Okay. Okay.
Is that what you call that?
Don't you worry about how we're doing, damn
That's
it.
what you call that? Call that pretty? Okay. That's what you call it. I see standards alone.
We're fine.
Okay.
We're fucking fine.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, that's it. I thought she was about to pour her whole hand at me.
God damn it! See, the thumb is here. The thumb is here. We're fine.
Okay. But it's been a great year. For people that are watching on Facebook Live, is there anything that happened this year that you want to talk about or you want us to address? Just go ahead and type it in the screen, and we'll try to get to that as well. But I think it's been great. You said music. What were some of your favorite projects to drop this year? I love the Childish Gambino CD. I was a little disappointed with J. Cole's new CD, but I like it. I'm just a little disappointed. Ab-Soul's new CD was great to me. I love that. Groups like King and Her put out new stuff. OVO Sound, they had a bunch of little Envious, whatever that group is called. Drake put out a couple groups this year that I liked. The Weeknd dropped this year. That was a pretty good CD.
Yeah, that was
The Weeknd was good.
And else? Oh, my
Did
man.
you say Dream?
I just want to say my man Dream drop. You know, I'm definitely bumping that. Tribe.
Tribe
We got a
dropped
Tribe
this
CD this year.
Yeah,
and it was good.
Yeah, that was good.
And we lost Fife this year.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't mention that earlier.
Beyonce had an album this year. Solange had an album this year.
Yeah, Solange had a crazy
that was
album.
very well received. That's been
I think that's the first sister tandem that were back-to-back number one.
Yeah,
Right.
brother, sister, sibling duo.
Sibling, yeah.
Because the last one I want to say is the Jacksons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, just amazing year for music. It's been a wild year in sports, man. It's lining up good for next year. It's lining up real good for next year.
And this was a good year. I mean, Trump aside, you know what I'm saying? This was a pretty good year.
Right.
And a lot of good music, a lot of good artists. And we got to go into our number 2 video. So we did the top 5 videos of the year as voted on by you, the viewers. We started with Jay-Z, I Got the Keys. Then Rihanna with Work. Then we had Charlie.
This is the biggest secret I currently possess. So I'm gonna go explain to them what this is.
I won't say what number 1 is.
So cool.
But I'm sure you know.
Kind of like a gift for the fans. Thank you for being so amazing.
I didn't know Ray Schumer wrote that song.
Eardrummers?
Yeah, Eardrummers, they wrote Formation.
What happened at the New Orleans?
And that song was written by Ray Schumer.
Ray Schumer.
It's so weird to me that they wrote that song. But good job.
What happened at the New Orleans?
The surprise album that had everybody.
Can't go wrong with cold beer. Cheers! Must be thirsty. One more shot.
Yeah, go see Star Wars. We were missing Woman But a Family. It's all good. We'll go see something else. It won't take me off.
That's fair. That's fair.
Wow.
That's fair. Episode 8, y'all get to go see. And don't.
When no one ain't around.
I feel.
I was totally wrong for wanting to go see it.
So, no, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I watched, I'm trying to say this correctly, episodes 4, 5, and 6 as a child when they came out. And then when I found out, so I haven't seen these in like 30 years. Then when I found out that they were doing, I guess, the prequels 1, 2, and 3, I just didn't have a desire to see them. I was like, I liked it as a kid, but I ain't almost go see Star Wars again. But JB, Eric, man, everybody's really into it. So I decided to go back and watch, I guess what would be 1, 2, and 3 in preparation for seeing Rogue One.
Which did not help you.
Which did not help me at all. Probably would have been better served rewatching them once when I was a kid, which were 4, 5, and 6. But no, but I do have a favorite out of the newer ones that I've seen, and that's like a 7. That one was Force Awakens. That was good. You know, Han Solo was my favorite character, and it kind of focused on him a little bit, a little bit of his story. And I can't wait to see that anthology for the Han Solo. But before I give my novice opinion, because I'm not that into it, I'll let you guys that are into it, that seen them all dozens of times, and you can really give them a real report, and then I'll give my amateur opinion.
Okay, so not to give anything away, I won't give anything away, but I felt like based on where they placed the movie in the timeline, they could have given me more recognizable characters that I would have cared about. I just didn't care enough about the characters in the movie. Really, really poignant story, really, really important story to the saga. They just didn't make me care enough. So I gave it a thumbs down. I didn't enjoy it.
And see, I felt the exact opposite way. Like, I cared a little bit about these characters. I wasn't fully invested in them. I totally agree with you on that. But I did want to see more from them.
Mm-hmm. Which you won't.
Right. But then it is very clear we will not see any more from these specific set of characters. Like yeah. Don't get too
George
attached to
Lucas
them.
pointing his whole hand at the character.
Yeah.
Look.
Yes. Don't get attached. Don't get attached. So yeah. But I felt like they gave us enough information to dive into A New Hope. That that filled in a lot of background information. So it even played into Empire Strikes Back, and it probably plays into Return of the Jedi because there's just probably things that I just haven't gone back and seen since now seeing A New Hope. I mean, since seeing Rogue One. But like I watched A New Hope before I went to go see Rogue One, and then afterwards I went home and watched it again, and then started watching Empire Strikes Back, and now I want to watch Return of the Jedi again because there are so many callbacks, made in Rogue One that are like, okay, I see that in Return of the Jedi or in Empire Strikes Back or in A New Hope. So I enjoyed it. You do not get attached to these characters, but I enjoyed it. It gave us a lot of information as to why certain things were the way that they were.
Yeah.
And there are some cameos that are made by a couple of key characters, but not really until the end of the movie, the last third of the movie. But overall, I enjoyed it. I think it gave us what we needed to get from that movie. Mm-hmm. And don't forget, we got episode 8 coming out.
Well, so what was that? That was 7? What the hell was that?
No.
We're calling that 3.5.
3.5.
Okay. It seemed like it was a story that didn't need to be told. That's how I felt. Like, I just didn't need that story. Especially having seen The Force Awakens, because as somebody who's not that into it, I need something to identify with.
You need The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I love that one.
The Force Awakens is more modern in the way of storytelling in itself. So I think that's probably why you like The Force Awakens.
I liked it because I knew who the characters were. That
and The Force Awakens is more comical. It definitely has a more comedic tone to it than the other ones. The first 3, which is 4, 5, and 6, definitely have a nerdier tone to them versus 1, 2, and 3 / 4, 5, 6. Depends on how you want to look at it. It's very confusing, the numerology of those things, but I think that the storytelling method is different. But no, that's the truth, because the first 3 are really 4, 5, and 6,
right? And
the last 3 are 1, 2, and 3. But they're released as 4, 5, and 6, but they're really 1, 2, and 3. So that's really what I'm saying.
You know what's crazy? I began watching A New Hope again after I saw what we call 3.5 Rogue One, so that I can see if I caught up on anything. And it starts with episode 4. Mm-hmm. Literally, so when I first saw that movie, it was 77, so I wasn't in the theater. When I first saw that movie, whenever I saw it on VHS or whatever it was, I could have always known that there would have been 3 prequels. Because it says episode 4.
But it didn't say that when it originally came out.
Oh, yes,
it did? I could have sworn it didn't.
No. Again, gangsta geek.
I could have sworn it didn't say that.
Oh no! I knew what happened to Darth Vader before there ever was a 1, 2, and 3 movie, because all of that stuff was in books.
Right. I just thought that it didn't
and the books
say
were out.
4.
Yeah, the books explain to you that, like, this is a story that this is a whole world that he created, and he's got literally like generations worth of history that he can make movies about. I think there's something like 65 Star Wars books out now, something like that.
That's a lot.
And they encompass all of these different eras and time periods and all of this kind of stuff. It's a long, drawn out thing, and that's why I felt like this story was. This could have been something. The C3PO could have told this story around the fireplace, and
Right.
we've been
good job.
We'd have understood,
Right.
you know, what happened.
This movie could have been a commercial.
Right, right.
I didn't feel that way.
I know, but everybody on my Facebook page, all the Star Wars people, as I was going through the episodes last week, trying to catch up, they would giving me tips. Watch this one, watch that one. You're really gonna enjoy this, and they were all getting on me. That was one of the best Star Wars movies ever. They was pointing their whole hand at me. It's the best Star Wars movie ever. It's at least number 2. And I was like, that joke was. It was cool because it was an IMAX in 3D, but I just didn't think it was that good. What I've learned is most of the Star Wars fans, I guess you gotta go see it. But a lot of people told me they thought that was the second greatest Star Wars movie ever.
I
Like,
really
people were
enjoyed
saying
it.
that. Like,
I'm not gonna say second greatest, but it was definitely in my top.
Sorry for being such a nerd, but technically it wasn't a Star Wars movie. Technically, it is not a part of the Star Wars saga. It does not have a number in the sequence of episodes. It did not start with the Star Wars theme. It did not start with the Star Wars opening. It did not have a Star Wars ending, nor did it include any of the Star Wars motifs for any of the main characters or their family. It was not a Star Wars movie. It was a side story. And if you look at the timeline, it'll show you that. The Star Wars movies have numbers on them. And I guarantee you that the next Star Wars movie that has a number on it, it will start with what we are used to seeing. This was a backstory. And it was abundantly clear the whole time. It had different music, different everything. It didn't even... I first, 20 minutes of the movie, I was like, what? This isn't a Star Wars movie?
Right out the gate, JB was like, I don't like that.
She was sitting
right next to him. Because we were talking about how it's supposed to have the rolling script with the, about why we're at this point here in the Empire.
Yeah, and I was like, y'all ain't tell me what was going on, man.
And we were kind of waiting for it in those first 15 minutes, waiting for that rolling script and be like, okay, you're just not gonna give it to us, huh? Okay, but I still felt like it was a Star Wars movie.
Man,
but your Star Wars love is definitely deeper than mine is, because I didn't become a fan until later. It was always something that I wanted to get into, but didn't see them until I was he is a Star Wars fan. My fandom doesn't go that hard.
That is my 3rd time buying that complete collection.
Mine does not go that hard.
I got it once on
Blu-ray, but it looks like a damn book.
It does.
I got it once on DVD. Then I got the Blu-ray, and I also own it digitally. Yeah, I watched.
See, that's a whole nother level.
This is tight. I'm not even into Star Wars, but I would buy this book.
I'm not even.
This is a good looking book. This looks impressive.
I'm not.
This is nice. We're gonna leave this on the table for the rest of the show. This is nice.
When you have company, it's like a coffee piece.
I'm not that much of a nerd with attitude. The whole point is to be a gangster geek, not a geek. I mean, he's like Aaron, anyway. Thanks.
It's a talking point. People, all kinds of people love Star Wars.
Yeah, they be like, Star Wars, you weird nerd motherfucker. No. Why is that shit sitting on your table?
I'm cool as fuck, and I like Star Wars.
You about to sit a Star Wars book on your table?
I would. You bring it to my house.
Lying, America.
I would.
So and then she know every time we plan when we gonna do an event at Mel's house. So I guarantee
bring it to the ugly sweater party.
Huh?
Bring it to the ugly sweater party.
That.
Yes.
And we will be watching Star Wars.
We will put it on the TV. Aside from the countdown, we will put it on the TV. I bullshit you not, and people will watch it.
I love Star Wars. You're never gonna get a complaint out of me to throw Star Wars, Lord of the Ring, or Harry Potter on, like, ever. Like, not a complaint.
I'm not gonna complain if you put on Menace to Society or Boys in the Hood or Juice or Scarface.
You don't want to challenge me there.
Hey, look, we can do this.
Yeah, I mean,
I got several straight days off.
Don't like America.
I don't know what's
you're
going
about
on.
to see a series of Facebook Live videos with a series of holiday movie marathons.
I have days off. Okay.
Movie marathon, like marathons.
I just did this last week.
Challenge.
I've timed them out. So LOTR is about 14 hours
Look,
total.
I like
if you do
the
extended.
Hobbit movies. The Harry Potter. I mean, the Lord of the Rings ones are cool too, but Hobbit movies I think I like more.
He was like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?"
And Harry Potter's cool, but I like Hobbit.
I haven't seen any of those. I watched one of them. One of them which
the Hobbit trilogy
I ain't
is
seen
excellent.
Harry
I actually
Potter's.
like the Hobbit trilogy better.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I haven't
the
seen
Battle of the
Harry
Five
Potter or
Armies
Lord of the
is
Rings. I
one
saw
of my
like one
favorites.
Lord of the Rings movie.
How are y'all friends?
Because he's not a nerd, and I have enough non-nerd characteristics.
I'm not a nerd either, but I still watch these things.
Yeah. So
I
need to
like
elevate your
the
food.
Five Heartbeats and Scarface.
I do
and shit.
too. You can mix all of those things together.
Yeah, they just didn't grab my interest.
You
Like
can-
only reason I saw the Star Wars movie because him and everybody let's go. I wouldn't have seen that. I ain't seen none of them.
You gotta learn how to balance. You gotta have balance, man. You gotta
I listen to too much music.
You gotta be equal parts cool and nerd.
I got my nerd thing.
You can be a ghetto nerd.
I got nerd stuff. It's just not Star Wars.
You can be a ghetto nerd.
Ghetto nerd.
There are those.
he'll play the hell out of some Madden.
See, I play video games.
He'll play the hell out of some Madden. You're right though. You're right about that.
I like some of the movies, Debbie. What I watch? I watch some of them little.
Yeah.
I watched something. I don't know what I watched, but I watched some of them little fantasy movies. Oh, I watched the Twilight. Bam. I see that.
No.
Yeah, you shouldn't have mentioned Twilight.
No.
I watched True Blood. Boom. I'm starting on Game of Thrones.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Okay.
But you watched like 3 episodes and stopped.
Cause I watched all the Walking Dead.
Yeah. You got some work to do. I mean, because you've only seen Star Wars and Walking Dead, so you definitely have some catching up to do.
Well, I'll tell you something else. I'll watch
On
all the
fandom?
way from the beginning to the end, and that's our number one video.
Oh.
Number one video of the year is Donald Trump's buddy Kanye West.
feel it.
Fade starring Tiana Taylor, and I will watch
You
this
love me,
entire
Fade.
video just for you, Mel. I'll watch the whole
feel it.
video.
The girl who single-handedly inspired lots of
When
women.
no one ain't around,
I feel it fade.
I think too
I
much.
feel it fade.
But ain't nobody
I
watching.
feel it fade.
I just fade
I
away.
feel it.
Fade
I
away.
feel it. I
Fade
feel
away,
it.
yeah. I think too much.
Alone and Ty Dolla $ign, Fade starring Tiana Taylor with the funky moves.
I can feel it.
what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pass the mic and go around the room, and we're gonna tell you guys our assessment of 2016. Who's ready?
Ladies first.
Okay, I will just say I've seen a lot of people posting about how 2016 sucked and the death list, and yes, we have had a lot of deaths in 2016, but we have a lot of deaths in every year. Death is just something that is a part of life, so people need to get over it. But in the meantime, you need to make the most of life and enjoy it while you're here. And I know at the beginning of this year, for myself, I had quite a few personal goals. Some of them entailed like becoming more involved in my community, banking black, reading more books. What else? I had quite a few of those goals. Some of them I did pretty well on. Some of them not so much. I know I wanted to do better about managing my money, and there were a couple other ones. Well, I have done better about managing my money. I opened up a brokerage account, so I started investing my money.
Nice.
I opened up a bank account with a black bank, Citizens Trust Bank. I bought apparel from black-owned businesses. So, I mean, granted, you haven't seen a lot of my graphic shirts here, but I, wear my little Afrocentric headpieces and whatever else that I can buy that's really African or black owned.
I missed the Afrocentric like shirts and stuff. I don't know why you went out.
I love your shirt.
Cowboys.
Thank you.
Cowboys. Well, go ahead.
I shop a lot of black owned beauty supply stores. Once I find you, I'm going to shop with you. Black owned restaurants. I am buying True laundry detergent. Last week, you guys heard us talk about Simply Produce, the farmers market down here in Atlanta. I went back yesterday, bought some more stuff. And I will just say, and I'm going to keep preaching this, and I know next year that's like our main focal point, is the Black Love Boycott. And I just want to encourage everybody to buy black. Every little bit counts, and I am just one person, so I can't do it all on my own. But it just feels good. It feels good supporting your local business. It feels good being able to walk into a business knowing that it's black owned and that your dollars are going to be recycled in your community. I recently moved like 6 months ago, and the neighborhood that I live in is considerably blacker than the one that I moved from. And in doing that, it's forced me to have to buy black, but I don't really mind that. I mean, some of these things I've enjoyed before I moved over there, but living in a blacker area has definitely encouraged me more to buy black. So I know a lot of times black people feel like they need to get a certain income bracket and they want to live in a better neighborhood. And that's all well and good. But I definitely encourage you that while you're living in those more affluent neighborhoods to go back and to black because they are suffering. And we need our dollars to circulate in our community to make them better. We need to rebuild the black wall. And we need to really focus on these things. I will say one good thing that has come out of this election is that I've seen more black people come together and want to work together as offer solidarity, learning how to defend yourselves and arm yourselves, to grow food, do anything that makes us work together. I'm seeing them do. So
the whole year was like that. Top of the year like that. They killing us. We need to focus. I don't want to give you a message.
Yeah, this was a scale.
And then there's another one that I'm in Smyrna.
A lot of scary things happen in our streets. And a lot of scary things happen personally in my life. I'm still here though. The show is still here. We're able to surmount all of them. So that's very, very good. 2016 was a big step forward for me because I was able to step up. That is a new era. It's going to be important for us as a people
Yes, I've been here.
to keep stepping over. And what I mean by that is, in order to be able to properly step over an obstacle, you have to see it in front of you. So you keep your eyes open. Keep our eyes open.
Look it up here.
Keep our eyes
Get up
open.
here, coming out with a back on.
Keep our eyes open. Because that's the only way we're going to be able to get by the bullshit. And get by without always necessarily going to have the power to fight it.
Yes, I've been here.
Sometimes you just need to be aware of it. You just need to figure out what you hold to slip around. And that's what we need to be focused on.
My final tip of the year. Look it up here. 2016 was a great year for me personally. I mean, it was like a rebirth. I decided at the beginning of the year I wanted to do some things differently. I wanted to just go in a different direction. I wanted to move faster. I wanted to get things better quicker. And that's what I did. I mean, I set my mind to it, and I was relentlessly moving things around and shifting and fighting to really transform my life. And I've done that. I feel very great about it. Coming towards the end of the year, I can look back and say, I did that. Like the blessings that I have now are direct fruit from my labor, from my harvest. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good feeling. So I would encourage everybody to set some goals. I don't want to do New Year's resolutions, but set a couple goals for yourself going into the next year, because it's not a better feeling in the world to have set goals for yourself and to have accomplished damn near everything on your list. And I was feeling like that early November, like wow, I did that. And I turned 40 this year, so it was like, let's stop playing now. Let's go get it. And I think that's what the year represented for me. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm a Cowboy fan, right? Everybody knows that. And I feel like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Shit. Oh, let me put my whole hand at you.
I feel like Stephen A. in that.
But the Cowboys kind of changed their season around. Changed the whole identity of the team. They've been doing very well 2 years ago. Everything fell apart last year, and going into this year, we didn't know what to expect, but we knew they was gonna fight. And at this point, they're 11-2, and that's how I feel. Like at this point, I'm 11-2, and I'm watching my team win. Sports has been great. Music has been great. TV, film, everything has been great this year. I've enjoyed the fuck out of 2016. I enjoyed this year. I worked very hard, but I got to celebrate a lot.
Did do a fair amount of partying this year.
Yeah, we lived at the pool all summer.
Man, what?
We partied our asses
I
off.
haven't been to the pool this much in my life.
Yeah, and y'all saw it on Facebook too. Y'all know me ain't lying.
We definitely
Always
got
at
it
the
in
pool.
this year. We
Always.
definitely got
It's
it.
gonna be even worse in 2017.
Even worse. And what we've been
Yeah.
doing is having these kickbacks at least
Right.
once or twice a week.
Right.
And I guess 3 times a week if you include with this show.
Right.
We changed the name of the show. We changed the direction of the show this year. Kickback TV, live from Atlanta. We've gotten great feedback on the new look of the show, the new theme of the show, the new flow of the show. Want to thank you guys for tuning in, spending 2016 with us. Got to shout out the militant missus who was with us a few years ago, came back this year, and I think that I think we have what we need to make this show everything that we want it to be. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, look out for us. Keep your eyes open. You might, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know we're really trying to take it to the next level. I'm gonna say it out loud. I want to take the show to HBO. I do.
There you have it.
I do.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
We talking to y'all. We looking for you.
But Mel does have me in this bad black thing mindset. So maybe title first. I'm gonna call Jay-Z up. I'll put it together.
Well, let's holler at Jay.
Yes,
I'm gonna holler at B.
Okay.
I'ma hit her up.
You got to get the information.
You hit Jay.
I hit Jay.
I'm gonna hit B. We're gonna do this.
We're gonna do it.
Everybody get information.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's been a great year. We'll be back January 8th. We have the Sight and Sound Awards coming up February 19th.
Make sure y'all vote on that.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Polls are going out. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, man. Should be a lot of fun.
We have my ugly sweater party coming up on On December 31st.
Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas,
Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Happy New Year,
Feliz Navidad.
and most importantly, good night and God bless y'all.
Uno, we out.
Ciao. Adios.
Ding dong.
Hold on. That's Korean
sorry,
for
I
I'm
shot
sorry
you.
I shot you, but I thought you were trying to run my store.